What is going on in East Jerusalem? You may have seen stories in the news about clashes between settlers and Palestinians. So here's my understanding of what's going on there on the ground. So first of all, it's important to understand the political context. Israel is in a political stalemate. There's no functioning Israeli government for now 2 years, but now in the past 2 weeks, it's really in they're sort of in between jobs, but they're in between governments, which means that there's no one responsible to address crises as is necessary. Of course, there's a government that addresses emergencies, etc., but there's really no functioning government to the extent that it needs to deal with all the problems that are there. That's one thing. Second of all, you have the issue of bad actors. Hamas is very prominent in East Jerusalem, but you also have, in response to violence going on there, you do have Jewish extremist organizations that have also been taking to the streets there. And so between increasing Palestinian nationalists, increasing Jewish extremists, you have that clash. Next, and this is, I think, the most important point, you got to follow the money. Real estate in West Jerusalem is really expensive, and according to Israeli law, East Jerusalem is also part of Israel, and so I believe, this is just my personal understanding, you have an increasing number of Jews from West Jerusalem who say, why should I pay this high price for an apartment in West Jerusalem when I can get it for much cheaper in East Jerusalem? Now, in East Jerusalem, it used to be impossible for a Jew to buy any apartment. If a Palestinian would sell their apartment to a Jew, they would be literally in danger. Their life would be in danger. And now there's a bit more of wiggle space. There is more of a trend of Palestinians choosing to sell their apartments. The problem is, though, when a Jew moves into a completely Arab or Palestinian neighborhood, you'll get the young nationalist Palestinians attacking them, hitting them. And that creates a really good space and a fertile ground for bad actors who are either Hamas affiliated, Jewish nationalists, to take to the streets and to escalate the violence. My greatest concern is this coming week. This coming week is going to be a collision between two important dates. You have the conclusion of Ramadan, and you have Jerusalem Day, the day that Israel marks the anniversary of uniting the city of Jerusalem, East Jerusalem, West Jerusalem, and taking of the Western Wall. And so you'll have many Jews wanting to celebrate Yom Yerushalayim, or Jerusalem Day, and you'll have many Muslims celebrating the end of Ramadan, and that creates really fertile ground for clashes in the streets, and that is indeed my greatest concern. That you see the extremists hijack this situation. Last important thing is there's one property that was sold in East Jerusalem that is now in court. There's a debate who the rightful owner is, and so it's been, I think it passed on to the Supreme Court, and so you have that debate, and all those are escalating it. So God willing, it should be a week of peace, and Jerusalem means peace, but I hope that was helpful. These are my 2 cents.